Yeah, well, that is the very colonial hangover that we have for a long time. And university degree holders are all over the country without jobs, without any engagement. Some have gone even to do masters thinking they will get a job. There are even PhD holders without jobs. And the point is we are missing in this country is it is not the paper qualification that matters today. Maybe in the past, but today what matters is what your hands can deliver. It is the skills that matter. And that's why the motto of the MBTE is now skills, not degrees. You need skilled hands. The number that we counted recently were in hundreds. They need about 5,000 welders, scaffolders, and integrity testers at the end of the welding. And most of them will end up bringing them in from China. The Dangote refinery, celebrated refinery in Lekki, he imported over 2,000 Indian skilled workers to deliver it. Go to Port Harcourt, go to Wari, the oil and gas hubs. Most of the welding jobs, offshore, onshore, are being done by Indonesians, Filipinos. We are shortchanging the Nigerian youth. There is need for us to change our attitudes. Most of these skilled workers, none of them has a degree. Some of them don't even have a diploma, but they have certification for those chosen areas of skills. And skills pay even more than those who hold the paper qualification. We should stop looking down upon skills. Even in the construction center here in Abuja, most of the best tilers, best POPs, best finishers are from Benin and Togo. Nigerian youth are again being shortchanged. So we must change the attitude. We must value skills. Skills is now what is driving the economy globally. Well, the MBTE has declared that skills development is our flagship. That's number one. Every polytechnic, every monotechnic, every technical institution under our supervision must institute skills training program relevant to their environment. Look at your environment, look at what the local industries require. Look at what the entrepreneurship drive we are trying to develop require. And then roll out skills training program. You see, technical education ends up with national diploma, higher national diploma. Skills training would give you another level of certification. We call it NSQ, Nigerian Skills Qualification, level 1 to 6. Each of those levels has its equivalencies. The highest level is equivalent beyond the postgraduate level. The equivalency is about PhD level when you reach that level of level 6 of NSQ. So we're trying to say that let us try to allow students, even those who are doing the national diploma, while we increase the skill content, let's also allow them to undergo this training on skills so that they go out with a diploma and a certification on a particular skill, be it welding, carpentry and joinery, construction skills, industrial mechatronics, whatever, fashion design, hospitality and hotel management and so on. Let them get a skills qualification so that when they graduate, they don't need to start looking for jobs. With those skills, they can even set up. What is even happening now is universities are swallowing the polytechnics. You hear them converting universities across the country. I appeal to Mr. President never to sign any of those bills. It's a retrogressive step. China converted in 2017 600 universities, public universities, into polytechnics so that they can produce more skilled hands, because China wants to stay on top of the global economy and they need more skilled labor, and the skills are evolving. So this craze for conversion, let them go and set up a university if that's what they want, but don't convert our polytechnics into universities. We need to give them what we call recognition of prior learning, RPL, so that they can get this NSQ certificate, which is recognized across the world. And with that, they can earn a good living overseas. They can also send some foreign exchange back to Nigeria. Many countries are already exploiting that. I gave the example of Bangladesh. In 2019, before COVID, Bangladesh exported 2.5 million construction workers, skilled construction workers, to Saudi Arabia and its neighboring Middle Eastern countries, earning so much billions every year as remittance to their countries in dollars, contributing a large percentage to the GDP. Nigeria needs to do that. We have almost the same population with Bangladesh. Okay. I have received ministerial approval to go ahead with that. We have identified certain skills training centers across the country. We are going to roll out NSQ training, Nigerian Youth Skills Empowerment Program. And we are linking them up with industries in Germany. As soon as they finish that training, they will get employment in Germany. They will earn a good living. After 5 years, they will come back to Nigeria, impact what they have learned in Germany on the local industries. So it's not a brain drain. And this is what we are telling polytechnics should reposition themselves to. There's a lot of sluggishness, but I have already declared that by 2023, we shall not go for accreditation for any diploma program for any polytechnic that does not have a skills training program. Any trainer outside, let me repeat, any trainer outside the university system belongs to the MBTE. Even those who are doing vigilante, let me tell you, we were planning to roll out NOS for proper work as a vigilante. There's a lot. Look at what happened yesterday. 63 were killed in Kebbi. If they had been given the proper training and orientation, intelligence gathering, that tragedy wouldn't have happened. So there is need for us to wade into all areas of skills. MBT is repositioning itself. We're supervising over 700 institutions at the moment. And we're ready to roll out skills training across all these institutions so that we change Nigeria. We change our attitudes towards skills. And we bring, a turnaround into this sector. ITF should be refocused on its earlier mandate. Today, students training in industries has collapsed. Most importantly, we should stop the proliferation of just issuing any kind of certificate. MBT has that primary mandate to ensure that everything is properly accredited and certified. Check and balance is necessary in skills training. You can't be issuing certificates that you wrote syllabus on and it doesn't make sense. So we're appealing to government to take this very seriously. So for that reason, we're appealing on the Ministry of Labor, because ITF is also under the Ministry of Labor, to please come and have a meeting with the Ministry of Education so that we can sort out these issues. But for now, we are even making another bigger appeal to government that there is need for us to set up what we call the National Skills Fund. And we do not want overtax industries, because there is no need to discourage investors. We are asking that the ITF Act should be amended. It should be, ITF and NDE should be collapsed together to form the National Skills Fund, so that there will be a source of funding for the development of skills in the country. If you are going to rely on the conventional budgets of year in, year out are very low on TVET. Just like TED Fund is making intervention on tertiary education, there is need for a National Skills Fund that will make intervention for the development of skills, so that all other skill qualifications can be collapsed into this. It allows check and balance. It has been validated not only by Nigerians. We have brought development partners from UNESCO, from International Labour Organization many years ago, and it had been approved since 2013 by the former administration, and it was in 2017 that it was formally launched. And now we are trying to drive it so that it can take its position in the scheme of things. We are making these skills our flagship because we believe this is the only way we can save Nigeria from this present unemployment challenge that we are facing. And we are trying to do advocacy so that people will understand and value skills training. The Vice Chancellor, let me say it publicly, the Vice Chancellor of one of our universities here went for a workshop in London and came in between. His colleagues from Scotland wanted to go for a weekend in Glasgow, and he asked them, why do you need to spend air ticket to go to Glasgow? Why don't you spend your weekend with us here in London? Because we are continuing on Monday. They asked him, what are you in your country, Nigeria? He said he was a professor. And they said, oh, a professor in UK here earns only £5,000. And they said, over there, a master craftsman earns £15,000 per month. And therefore, air flight ticket is like taxi money in London for them. So the money even is in skills. We don't seem to understand that. All these welders in AKK gas pipeline, they are earning 800, 900,000 per month. A lecturer or a chief lecturer in the Polytechnic is only earning 400,000. So there is even more money in skills. We need to push our young people into this area of skills. To me, this is very important because the work on the MBT today is very high, is very heavy. Over 700 institutions that we are supervising. NUC has only 200 universities. NCC has less than 100 colleges of education. We have over 700. It's a very heavy responsibility. And our funding is not as good as all these two others.
Right. And
So
what are the representations for more funding?
exactly, we're asking for more funding. We're asking also for a polytechnic commission so that the agitation by ASUP can be met. Let them go and look after their polytechnics and monotechnics. MBT can now focus on skills so that we look after the tertiary and sub-tertiary skills training centers. Yeah, indeed, I must appreciate the academic staff of polytechnics. They have been very level-headed and very matured. I don't see them like their university counterparts. But that maturity they are showing should also be reciprocated by government. Okay. Like that 15 billion, what that was promised more than 1 year ago, up to now it has not been released. 15 billion is nothing to this government. The way money is being spent all over, I think government should immediately release that money to our ASUP. Government should allow them to have their own commission. Myself personally, I prefer even to remain with MBTE to drive the skills agenda. Let somebody else go and move with the Polytechnic Commission, because the future of Nigeria lies on the development of skills. We have so many population. Look at how our youth are exposing themselves to danger, crossing the Sahara, crossing the Mediterranean, many of them dying on the way, ending up in Lampedusa, in southern Italy. By the time you give those youth skills, they will be welcome in Europe with red carpets.